The stage lights dimmed, the credits rolled, and the audience thought the drama was over. But what they didn't know was that the real show was just about to begin. Chrissy Lampkin had just dropped the bomb of the century, announcing on live television that she was married. Not to Jim Jones, not after 2 decades of waiting, begging, and hoping, but to someone else. And the way she said it, calm, cold, final. For once in my life, I didn't wait. I didn't ask. I chose me. I'm married. The crowd gasped. The hosts fumbled. The cast froze. But Jim didn't move. He sat there like a statue, diamond chains glinting under, the lights, glasses, hiding the storm in his eyes. His silence said more than any curse word could have. But when the cameras cut, the silence turned into fire. Because Jim didn't just walk away. He went straight backstage, straight to Chrissy's dressing room, and that's where everything unraveled. The shouting, the accusations, the tears, every second was caught by a hidden camera that wasn't supposed to be rolling, and when that footage leaked online, the internet broke in half. Twitter threads dissected every word. Instagram lives lit up with speculation. Old clips of their love and hip-hop journey resurfaced like ghosts, and Mama Jones. Oh, she jumped in with shade so sharp it could cut glass. This wasn't just another reality TV fight. This was a relationship collapse 20 years in the making, caught in raw, unfiltered 4K, and the truth that came out backstage. Nobody was ready for it. The air in the studio shifted the second Chrissy said it. Her voice didn't shake, her eyes didn't flicker, her hands didn't even tremble. She looked straight into the camera, calm but razor sharp, and said, "For once in my life, I didn't wait. I didn't ask, I chose me. I'm married." The room erupted. The hosts gasped like they'd been punched in the chest. The audience let out a collective scream. Castmates froze in disbelief. Someone backstage even dropped a clipboard. But the loudest reaction came from the silence that followed. Jim Jones didn't blink, didn't flinch, didn't breathe. The stage lights reflected off his diamond chains as he sat perfectly still, gripping the arms of his reunion chair like if he let go, he'd fall apart. Viewers at home didn't catch it, but his mic was still hot, barely audible under the audience. Chatter, Jim whispered 2 words that would soon go viral. "Wow, for real?" Then the credits rolled. The hosts scrambled to regain control. The cameras cut and producers yelled "Wrap." But Jim didn't move. He didn't clap. He didn't walk off. He just sat there, sunglasses hiding eyes that everyone knew were burning. That silence was scarier than if he had exploded. And then, without a word, he stood, slow, purposeful. He didn't head toward the green room. He didn't follow the other cast members filing into exit interviews. No, Jim walked straight backstage, straight toward Chrissy's dressing room, and every single person in that hallway stopped dead in their tracks. Here's where the story twists, because a freelance videographer, hired just to capture social promo clips, still had his camera rolling. His name, Reggie. He wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't supposed to film what happened next, but he did. And thank God he did, because what he captured was absolute wildfire. Jim didn't knock. He didn't ask. He shoved the door open. With one hand, chains swinging, voice low but sharp enough to slice through the entire hallway. "So you've just gone? Drop that on me?" On live TV, Chrissy spun around in her chair. One heel was off. Her makeup artist frozen mid-touch, compact. Mirror clattering to the floor. She clenched her jaw, looked Jim dead in the face, and fired back. "You knew we were done, Jim. You knew that." Jim's voice cracked like thunder. "Yeah, but married though. Married a dude and didn't even text me. Didn't think I deserved that." And then Chrissy's voice broke into something raw, something years in the making. "Oh, now you want communication. After you ghosted me for 6 months? After you ducked couples therapy? After you didn't even show up when my mother died?" The hallway froze. Makeup artists, stylists, production assistants, everyone stopped breathing. One background stylist tried to shut the door, but Reggie backed up just enough to keep the audio clean. What nobody knew was that Chrissy's mic was still hot. Every word, every scream, every tear, crystal clear dot, and when that footage leaked 2 hours later, the internet combusted.twitter user @QueenT posted the clip with the caption, "Chrissy gave this man 20 years and he gave her silence. Now, he made her choose herself." It racked up over 2 million views in under an hour. Comments split instantly. Some defended Jim, saying he was blindsided, but most sided with Chrissy. Sis waited for 2 decades. She was patient longer than my student loan grace period. Another fan wrote, "Chrissy said I do to herself before anyone else, period." But the confrontation wasn't done. Jim's voice dropped lower. "You knew I had plans. Knew I was getting it together. Why didn't you wait?" Eyes filled, her voice trembling but firm. "'Cause I was tired. I waited on you for years. I gave you loyalty. I gave you youth. I gave you everything. And all I ever got back was potential. I couldn't build a future on promises that never showed up." Boom. That line alone set TikTok ablaze. One viral edit replayed it on loop with captions flashing. "All I ever got was potential." Users stitched the clip, using it in breakup videos, self-love posts, even memes about toxic jobs. It became a mantra overnight. Jim stepped forward, his hands shaking. "No, you gave me limbo. That's what you gave me." And right there in that hallway, 20 years of love collapsed in real time. Chrissy turned away, wiping her face with one hand. "You think I wanted it like this? You think I wanted to break you on TV? I begged you to give me something. You gave me nothing, so I gave myself peace." At that exact moment, Mama Jones, Jim's mother, posted a throwback photo of her and Chrissy on Instagram with the caption, "And just like that, poof, gone." Within minutes, the Shade Room reposted it, fueling even more fire. Comments poured in. Mama Jones knew this was coming. She low-key shading Chrissy. This family drama could power a whole reality show. Meanwhile, fans dug up old love and hip-hop clips. The 2011 moment when Chrissy got down on her own knee and proposed to Jim resurfaced on timelines. People stitched that clip next to Chrissy's wedding reveal. The contrast was brutal. A woman begging for commitment, then years later standing tall saying, "I'm married to someone else." Back in the dressing room, the tension was unbearable. According to a crew member, Jim's hands gripped the vanity so hard the mirror rattled. He whispered, "After everything, Chrissy, after everything." Chrissy whispered back, softer now, but unrelenting. "That's the problem, Jim. It was always after everything, never during, never in the moment, always later. I couldn't wait anymore." At that point, Jim didn't scream, didn't punch a wall. He just stared at her for what felt like an eternity, then turned and walked out. His chains clinked against his chest. But his silence was louder than any curse word. The leaked footage ended there, but the fallout was just beginning. Fans speculated about Chrissy's new husband. Who was he? When did this happen? How long had she kept the secret? Within hours, blogs were buzzing with alleged details. Whispers of a celebrity architect named Marcus Bellamy. Private ceremonies in Spain. Even vows that shaded Jim without saying his name. But the most chilling moment came not from Chrissy. Not from Jim, but from the mic Reggie accidentally left hot. As Jim walked down the hallway, hoodie up, sunglasses on, he muttered under his breath, "I should have known." And just like that, Jim Jones trended worldwide. Not for a new track, not for Dipset, but for losing the woman who waited 2 decades and finally said goodbye. The internet was on fire. Fans demanded answers. Cast members posted cryptic IG stories. And Jim, he locked himself in his trailer, removed his chains one by one, and sat in silence. But here's the kicker. Word on the street is Jim wasn't planning to sit in silence forever. According to an anonymous insider, he had come to the reunion with a plan. He had a ring in his luggage, was going to propose again, one last time. But Chrissy's reveal blew up his moment before he could even try. And that, my friends, is when the heartbreak turned into rage. 'Cause if Chrissy thought Jim was going to let her walk away quietly, she underestimated just how loud Harlem heartbreak can get. The next chapter, explosive. The reunion night wasn't even over before the first wave of chaos hit social media. The clip of Jim and Chrissy's backstage confrontation spread like wildfire. Every blogger, podcaster, and gossip site had it on loop, dissecting every word, every gesture, every breath. But while fans were still arguing over whether Chrissy was justified or whether Jim had been humiliated, something else started buzzing in the underground corners of the internet. Jim Jones wasn't staying silent. A midnight upload appeared on SoundCloud. No announcement, no promo. It's just a track titled, "I Should Have Known." The beat was dark, haunting, slow, with echoes like a church bell. And then Jim's voice hit, raw and cracked. 20 years I gave you time, gave you space, gave you mine. You took a flight into his life. I was too late to draw the line. You wore white, but I wore shame. You walked away, I wore the blame. Fans lost their minds. The comments section exploded. One fan typed, "This ain't a diss. This a funeral." Another, "He really bleeding on the mic, bruh? This is pain turned into poetry." And just when people thought it was only heartbreak, the outro came in like a dagger. Jim rapped, "Last thing I told her, you are still my forever, even if you only visit me in dreams." TikTok creators went wild. They stitched the track over Chrissy's reveal clip, over throwback footage of their proposal scene, even over fan-made montages of them dancing in old episodes. Within hours, "I Should Have Known" was trending on every platform. Fans crowned it the breakup anthem of the year. But here's the twist. The track wasn't just about Chrissy. Buried in the second verse were bars aimed at another man. The lyrics read like a riddle, but insiders swear they were shots at Chrissy's new husband. Jim spat. "Architect built castles with my queen, drew blueprints of my pain behind the scenes. I was blind while he measured my loss. She wore his crown while I carried the cross." Boom! The internet connected the dots instantly. The whispers were true. Chrissy's new husband was Marcus Bellamy, the celebrity architect who designed luxury homes for half the industry. Suddenly, blogs were pulling receipts, photos of Chrissy attending his design gala in 2022. Blurry pics of them spotted at a restaurant in Spain. Even a leaked wedding invite allegedly sent to only 30 guests. Hollywood Unlocked posted the headline, "Exclusive. Chrissy Lampkin secretly married Marcus Bellamy months ago. Jim Jones diss track confirms the rumors." The comment section turned into a digital war zone. Team Chrissy fans said, "Sis found a man who built her a home, not just excuses." Team Jim fans fired back. "She's shady for blindsiding him like that. Who marries in secret while still filming with their ex?" But the plot thickened. Mama Jones entered the chat. On Instagram Live, glass of wine in hand, she said, "Let me tell y'all something. I love Chrissy. Always did. But she played dirty. My son ain't perfect, but 20 years don't mean nothing. You don't pull stunts like that on TV and not expect the devil to dance." Fans flooded the comments. Mama Jones speaking truth. She's shading Chrissy while sipping Chardonnay. The drama don't skip a generation. But Chrissy wasn't letting Mama Jones dictate the narrative. Hours later, she went live from her own account, face bare, voice steady but sharp. "Let me make this clear. I didn't blindside anyone. I gave Jim 2 decades of my life. 2 decades. And all I got in return were promises. Empty words, half love. At some point, you stop waiting for someone to love you and start loving yourself." She paused, took a breath, and then said the line. That broke the internet. "I didn't marry Marcus to hurt Jim. I married Marcus because he showed up when Jim didn't. Boom, Twitter erupted. One viral post read, Jim gave her songs, Marcus gave her vows. Another said, this ain't about betrayal, this about healing. But here's where things got even messier. A leaked voicemail surfaced, allegedly. From Jim to Freaky Zicky, his longtime friend recorded the night of the reunion. In it, Jim's voice cracked with frustration. She really did it, Zick. I thought she was bluffing. I was gonna do it this time. I had the ring. I was ready. She didn't even give me the chance. The voicemail spread like wildfire, confirming the rumors that Jim had been planning to propose again during the reunion. Fans were devastated. Some said Chrissy robbed him of his redemption moment. Others argued she gave him 20 years of chances and owed him nothing. The internet was split straight down the middle, and then the nuclear bomb dropped. A video leaked. Filmed at Chrissy's wedding 2 months earlier in Spain. 30 guests, candles lit, courtyard glowing under a pink sunset. Chrissy in a cream silk gown, Marcus in a tailored suit. Her vows shaky but fierce, captured on an iPhone and posted by a close friend who accidentally let it slip. To the man who saw me before the world did. Thank you for showing me what love isn't. Because of you, I learned how to ask for better, and now I receive it. That vow hit like a gunshot. It wasn't just a love declaration. It was a direct shot at Jim. Fans replayed it over and over. The Shade Room reposted with the caption, she threw shade in her vows. Yikes. Jim's camp fired back instantly. A source close to him told a podcast, that vow wasn't just shade, it was disrespect. Jim ain't no villain. It was fighting. Demons. She knew that. She didn't stand by him. She walked away when it got too real. The drama spilled into celebrity circles. K. Michelle posted a cryptic IG story. When a woman chooses herself, everybody mad. But when she suffers in silence, nobody cares. Remy Ma commented under a fan page, I feel for both of them. 20 years is a lifetime. Hurt people hurt people. Even Fat Joe chimed in on Twitter, writing, this is deeper than hip-hop. Meanwhile, Marcus Bellamy, the man at the center of it all, finally broke his silence. In an exclusive interview with a lifestyle magazine, he didn't mention Jim by name, but he said this, when you love someone, you don't make them wait for love to feel real. You give it to them every day. Chrissy deserves that, and that's what I promised her. Fans swooned. Team Chrissy grew louder. But Team Jim doubled down. They flooded his SoundCloud, calling for a full album response. Rumors swirled that Jim was in the studio recording an entire project about Chrissy. Heartbreak and betrayal. But what nobody expected was the next leak. A hidden camera clip surfaced. Filmed the night of the reunion, showing Jim backstage after walking out of Chrissy's dressing room, hoodie pulled low, chains off, glasses back on. He paused in the hallway, speaking quietly to Chrissy's best friend, Kendra, who was carrying her bag. Tell her I never wanted it to end like this. Tell her I was always scared she'd outgrow me. And she did. The clip spread like wildfire, painting Jim not as the villain, but as the man who simply couldn't keep up with Chrissy's evolution. Fans flooded the comments. That's the realest thing he's ever said. He didn't lose her to another man. He lost her to time. Bye. The end of the week, Chrissy and Jim weren't just trending. They were dominating every headline, every podcast, every talk show, every meme page. What started as a reunion twist had turned into one of the biggest public heartbreaks in reality. TV history. But just when people thought the saga couldn't escalate any further, another leak emerged. This time, it wasn't a video. It wasn't a song. It was a set of emails. Allegedly between VH1 producers and Chrissy, weeks before the reunion. In them, Chrissy requested a private moment to share. Her marriage news calmly off camera, away from Jim. But producers saw dollar signs. They rearranged the show, kept Jim in the dark, and made sure the reveal happened live. Fans were furious. Suddenly, Chrissy wasn't just a woman who dropped a bomb on her ex. She was also a pawn in a network's ratings game. The backlash turned, and just when the dust looked like it might settle, Mama Jones posted again. This time, a cryptic message on her story. "The story ain't over, and neither is my son." The cliffhanger left fans desperate for what came next. Because if Jim wasn't done, then the fire was just beginning to burn. The fallout wasn't just explosive, it was nuclear. What had started as a reunion reveal had now spiraled into one of the most sensational celebrity sagas of the decade. Jim Jones, Chrissy Lampkin, and Marcus Bellamy weren't just trending topics anymore. They were the front page headline of every gossip blog, podcast, and late-night monologue. And with every leak, every new clip, the story got darker, deeper, and more shocking. The hidden hallway clip of Jim admitting, "I was always scared she'd outgrow me." And she had already painted him as a tragic figure. Fans flooded social media with sympathy posts, calling him the rapper who lost more than love. He lost time. But sympathy only lasted a few hours. By morning, another bombshell dropped, and this time, it was aimed squarely at Chrissy. A leaked text thread, allegedly between Chrissy and a close friend, surfaced online. Screenshots showed her typing weeks before the reunion taping. "VH1 wants me to drop the bomb live. I said no, but if Jim don't step up by then, I'm done protecting him. I'll let them roll it." Fans dissected every word. Did Chrissy really set up Jim for the most humiliating public ambush of his career? Or was she simply reclaiming her narrative after 20 years of limbo? The debate raged across Twitter, with hashtags like #Chrissy set him up and #SheDeservedBetter trending. Side by side, and then came the voice note, out of nowhere. An anonymous Instagram account posted an audio clip of Chrissy allegedly speaking to Marcus after signing their marriage papers. Her voice calm, but biting. "It's not just about love. It's about showing him I'm done waiting. The cameras will eat this alive." Boom. The internet exploded. Was Chrissy really using her marriage as both love and statement? Team Jim doubled down. She embarrassed him for clout. Team Chrissy fought back. She finally put herself first. Marcus himself stayed silent, but insiders leaked that he was furious the audio had surfaced, calling it a gross invasion of private vows. Meanwhile, Jim was nowhere to be seen. No interviews, no paparazzi spottings, just silence. Until blurry paparazzi photos surfaced of Jim leaving a Manhattan studio at 3 a.m. with Jadakiss. The caption, "Jim plotting or healing." Fans speculated a diss record was coming, a joint track that would turn heartbreak into hip-hop history. By sunrise, rumors swirled that an entire mixtape, tentatively titled Love Lost in Harlem, was being mastered. But it wasn't just music Jim was plotting. Mama Jones, never one to stay quiet, lit another match. She went live from her kitchen, the infamous backdrop for half her viral rants, and dropped her own bombshell. "Y'all think Chrissy blindsided my son? No, the network did. They've been using him, using her, and now they laughing all the way to the bank. But let me tell you something, my son ain't done. And when he comes back, Harlem gone shake." Within minutes, #Mama Jones trended. Fans called her the unofficial narrator of the drama, while others dragged her for inserting herself yet again. But buried inside her rant was one chilling line. "And don't let me release the voicemail she left me last year. The one where she admitted everything? Wait, what?" Yes. According to Mama Jones, Chrissy had allegedly called her months ago, in tears, confessing she was tired of waiting for Jim but didn't know how to leave without looking like the villain. If that voicemail existed, it could flip the entire narrative. Fans demanded the receipt. Blogs begged Mama Jones to leak it. And Twitter turned savage. If Mama Jones got the tape, it's over for Chrissy. As the internet spiraled, Chrissy and Marcus were spotted in Italy on their honeymoon. But instead of peaceful photos, paparazzi caught Chrissy visibly crying at a restaurant, Marcus holding her hand, whispering into her ear. Tabloids ran with the headline, "Chrissy breaks down abroad, pressure too much." Fans debated whether the tears were guilt, stress, or just exhaustion from the global firestorm. Back in New York, the firestorm got worse. Another leak surfaced, this time from inside VH1. Emails between producers revealed they had intentionally set Jim up for shock value. One line in particular sent fans into a frenzy. "Chrissy's marriage reveal will be our finale cliffhanger. Do not warn Jim." Betrayal wasn't just between Chrissy and Jim anymore. It was institutional. Fans rallied online demanding VH1 issue a public apology. Some even started petitions to cancel the show. One viral tweet summed it up. They turned real heartbreak into reality TV content. That's exploitation, not entertainment. And just when it seemed the scandal had hit its peak, Jim Jones reappeared. Late one night, he went live on Instagram. Hoodie up, chains glinting, voice heavy. For 10 minutes, he spoke directly to the camera. No music, no theatrics. They wanted. Me too, Bragg. They wanted me to lash out. But all I'm gonna say is this. I loved her. Still do. But sometimes love ain't enough when the world keeps watching you bleed. I ain't mad at her. I'm mad at time. I should have done better. And now, she'd gone. The internet wept. Celebrities reposted the live. Cardi B tweeted, "This the realest I ever seen him. Damn." Fat Joe posted, "Pain sound different when it's truth." Even 50 Cent, known for trolling, stayed quiet. A silence fans took as respect. But Jim wasn't finished. Before ending the live, he leaned closer to the camera and said, "And Marcus, enjoy your moment. But understand this, I ain't done speaking yet. And when I do, it won't be on Instagram. It'll be on wax." Boom! Threat issued. Diss track confirmed. As fans braced for the next release, another layer unraveled. Remember Kendra, Chrissy's best friend? She went on a podcast and dropped a revelation that stunned everyone. Y'all don't even know the half. Chrissy didn't want to reveal her marriage on that stage. She'd begged them to keep it private. But the producers manipulated her, told her it was the only way to control her own story. Jim was supposed to propose that night, and she knew it. She couldn't handle the clash, so she just ripped off the Band-Aid. Fans froze. Wait, Chrissy knew Jim was planning to propose. She knew the ring was coming. The betrayal cut deeper. The podcast clips spread like wildfire, and for the first time, even Team Chrissy fans admitted, maybe the timing was cruel. Maybe she had pushed too hard by the weekend. The entire saga had transformed from gossip into cultural commentary. Think pieces flooded in. One headline read, "Chrissy and Jim, a 20-year lesson in love, waiting, and when enough is enough." Another asked, did VH1 exploit black love for ratings? But the story wasn't ending. In fact, it was only escalating. Because the very next morning, DJ Clue teased an unreleased track on his radio show. The snippet played, Jim's voice, sharp, bitter, but clear. She said vows under foreign skies, but I still see the truth in her eyes. Purr. You can run with the architect's plans, but I'm still the one who built the brand. Boom. The diss. Record was coming, and it was brutal. Fans lit up social media. This about to be the new ether. It's going for Marcus's neck. This ain't heartbreak no more. This is war. And as if on cue, Mama Jones posted yet another cryptic line on Instagram. The dragon ain't breathing yet. But when it does, fire gone, burn everything. The cliffhanger was brutal. Would Jim really drop an entire album aimed at Chrissy? And Marcus, would Mama Jones leak the infamous voicemail? And would Chrissy survive the public storm long enough to enjoy her marriage in peace? The cameras may have cut, but the story was still rolling, and the next act promised to be the most explosive yet. And there you have it, The rawest, most unfiltered scandal reality TV never wanted you to see. Chrissy dropping her wedding reveal like a bomb. Jim Jones breaking in silence, then threatening in song. Mama Jones hinting at voicemails that could burn everything down. And Marcus stepping into the firestorm with nothing but a ring and Chrissy's heart. But let me be crystal clear. This isn't the end. This is only the beginning. The diss track is coming. The voicemail could leak any second. Producers are being exposed. And when the next chapter hits, it's going to shatter everything you thought you knew about this twisted love story. If you think you can just walk away from this saga and check back later, think again, because the next leak might break while you're asleep. And when it does, the whole internet will already be talking, dissecting, dragging, and choosing sides. Do you really want to be the last one to know? So here's what you do right now. Smash that like button until it turns blue. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Team Chrissy, Team Jim, or Team Mama Jones. And most importantly, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Because the moment that diss track drops, the voicemail leaks, or Marcus claps back, you need to be here first. Not second, not later, first. This isn't just gossip. This is history in the making, and trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next.